Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video, and I sure hope you're having a great day today. And we are here at Spa here with the BMW M6 GT3 car. Man, I love that livery. Of course, I like the regular white one too, the factory one like that, but man, that black one like that looks awesome. But I got a setup for it. Was requested for a setup for the BMW here at Spa, and I did the best I could. Um, did many stints with it, and went all over the place as far as the trying some different things, as far as more downforce or real low downforce, and just trying a bunch of different stuff, trying to see what kind of performance I can get out of it. But I didn't want to sacrifice, because this is a race setup, so I want to be, somebody to be able just to be, just pushing as hard as they can, you know, for 45 minutes to an hour, whatever. So I had to make, you got to find that compromise, the balance. Balance is such a key word. So I'm going to go over, let's go make a few laps, and we'll go over the setup. And of course, I'll put a link to the setup in the description. So let's get behind here like that, like we normally do, and just go over a few things. A lot of it is the same as it is with all the other GT3 cars, but there's a few things that I want to make sure. Of course, there. Now I still use this right here. That orange, I'm braking, but before it, down first, cut it in, run it out wide. I stay in fifth, going up Rouge. It goes up really well. And the lighter the fuel load, the better it gets. You can touch the curb and everything, so it doesn't. Yeah, it upsets it a little bit, but it doesn't wreck it or anything. I got it enough clearance where you can still run over it and not wreck, so that's good. And of course, right here at the 100, or right here at the start of the curb, I go down and shift to second. Use all the curb, pretty much just like I do with the other GT3 cars. Now this, I'm in second. You're going to go up to third, but I really don't go over this curve. Try to stay off of this. You can go over it, but you lose time. I just try to just skate across here, take kind of a late apex, and it seems to be you don't lose any time that way. So, but I mean, you can run over it if you have to, but I just wouldn't do it. See, I just like that, just kind of skate it like that. And then down here is where it's a little different than some of the other GT3 cars. I found I gain a little bit of time if you're in third coming down here, and when you downshift to second, and then when you get into the turn, you downshift it into first. And because it's got a tall first gear, so it helps the car rotate through here. You can be a little aggressive trying to get the car, you can use the throttle to help rotate the car and get this thing to turn, that real tight turn there. So that's so I'm down to second and then down to first, right? As I'm in the turn, and it just helps rotate it a little bit. And back up to second, back up to third, and then I just touch the brake and I stay in third and go through here. So again, you can stay in second, but try to carry some momentum. And this thing is such a torque monster. If you have just decent amount of RPM, you'll be better off and gain time again through here if you can keep it in third gear. Again, try to stay off that curb also. Just do the same thing as the other one, just kind of skate it. And of course, I use this again, same marker that I've used for all the other cars, but just go down into fourth. I don't go down into third. So I just, again, since this is such a torquey motor, I don't need to go into third. So you can trail brake going in there pretty much all you want. Just be careful not to run into the grass. So because, you know, if you trail brake, it's going to really take a turn. I ran a little wide there, but and then I use this curbing here for the brakes. But with the BMW, I go down to I'm going to kind of like the AMG and some of the other cars. I go down into second as I'm entering the turn, but unlike those, some of the other cars, after I'm going through the turn, halfway through, I upshift into third for that next left-hander. So if you can do it right, you can gain some time through here. I try to hug this to the right. See how I'm right on the curb, not on top, but just kind of on the curb or right here. And I want to hug this and be over to the right. And then as I'm going through here, I'll upshift into third. And then that way I can get a good angle for the left-hander. Right there. And you can get on the curb. It won't hurt it. Just be careful in case it spins a tire. But, I mean, it doesn't, you know, it's all right. Just run it out wide. You know, open it up. Go into fourth. And then as soon as you come up to this curb, go down to second. You're in fourth. So go down 2 gears to second once you get to this curbing here. And so you can get a nice apex here. Right there. And then it's wide open all the way. Never lift. Okay, so as soon as you're past the 150, again, it's got really good brakes, and I'm pretty aggressive as far as the setup of the brakes. So this thing stops really well for a larger car. So I mean, you can definitely go in there. You don't have to brake early. Definitely past the 150. You know, right in between here, just like a lot of the other top braking braking GT3 cars. You can run it in here pretty deep. Let's go and turn the HUD on. Go inside. That was a 220.75. Oh no, it's 6.7. 220.67. So again, we're going to come up here, go down to second. See how I kind of hold it in second. To left, upshift to third, stay off that curb. Then we're going to go down here, downshift, get into first. Help the car rotate. Stay off of that curve also. You can go on there, but it just doesn't help the car. It just really, if anything, you lose some time. That was a 220.45. That was my fast lap. Of course, I started out with 80 liters. So let's go to the last lap. And we'll go over the timetables. The car was very consistent. So I was really happy with that. And I'd always like to get more performance out of it, but it's just not there. I pushed as hard as I could. So, you know, for a race setup, I mean, I know I could run a faster lap time, but you're going to do it. You know, I'm looking for something over a stint, so that's not going to help me. Just doing it once or twice, and then after that, it's terrible. So. Anybody see the new wheel Fanatics coming out with? The new for the, it's a Bentley wheel. That thing looks cool. And they got the BMW wheel for the new M4s coming out too sometime soon. That's a really awesome wheel. I wonder how much that's going to be. Got some really cool wheels coming out. See, I mean, it handles really well. And that's the last lap of the 30 minutes. That was a 221.02. So let's go over the timetables and the setup. Here's the timetables. You can see my fast lap. I didn't even have a fast sector in there. But just look at all the 220s. I mean, I had a few 221s, a 221.07, a 221 double, 00, another 220, and then a 221.02 there at the last lap. But I mean, if you look, I mean, you got 220s, 80s, 70s, 60s, the fast lap, and then 70s, 70, 70, 65. I mean, it's extremely consistent. So I was really happy with that. I mean, this could have been a little quicker if you had the fast sectors in there. I think the fastest I ran with it was a 220.225 or 28 or something like that in practice, and with a race setup, with the race fuel load and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I'm not too far off of that with there, but I mean, it's still very consistent. So let's go over the setup. And we got 26.1 on the front tires, 26.4 on the left rear and right rear tires. The toe is negative 0.02 with the camber at negative 3.7 and the caster at 12.5. On the rear, the toe is 0.07 with the camber at negative 3.2. And again, I tried a lot more negative toe. I tried more camber, less camber. This is basically right where the tires are telling me it's the happiest, right there. more negative camber didn't help me at all. So, and of course, then you just get the temperatures just get a wider spread, and basically this was right around 7 degrees from inner to outer. So that's where I like to keep it, and it was either 6 to 7, just depending upon where you check it at. So I don't mind that. Electronics are 3 and 3 and 1. Fuel, of course, I had 80 liters. There's the tires that I did the 30-minute stint with, and it's got just light graining on the front, and that's it. And just again, look how even it is. I mean, a little bit more wear on the front than the rear. So, but I mean, nothing drastic, just a teeny bit. So, I mean, it's got really good wear all the way around. So, no problems there. Mechanical, got 7 on the anti-roll bar, 58 on the brake bias, 12 on the steering ratio. The springs in the front are 166,000 with a bump stop rate of 1,000 and a bump stop range of 3. And on the rear, the springs are 136,000 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 20. The anti-roll bar is 5 and the preload on the diff is 50. And I did have these springs one click up on all 4 corners, and I like the feel of it better, but it was slower. So it didn't help. I lost a few tenths. It went up a rouge better too when I had it basically one click on all these springs. But like I said, it was slower. I just couldn't get the time out of it. So I went back to these springs here, and it seems to be working better. I did all kinds of stuff with the preload on the diff, up and down, messed with that. And this seems really good there. So shocks, I got 20, 17, 26, and 25 on the front, and 18, 16, 24, and 24 on the rear. Aero, got 55 in the front, 67 in the rear with a 4 rear wing and a 3 and a 2 and a brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 0.7 to the front, to the positive, so it's to the front. And of course here I tried just one click on the wing all the way up to number 4, and I would keep making adjustments every time I would make an adjustment with the wing. I would do some different ride heights. You cannot go any lower than that. One step lower, and that curb will get you. So I did try to run it at 54 on the ride height in the front, and if you touch that curb, it will upset you and most likely wreck you. So this one, I put it up at 55, and you can hit it and go and jump on it, and it might upset it a little bit, but it doesn't. It's not a big deal. You don't even lose any time over it. So I would not go any lower than that. But again, the brake ducts and of course the tire temperatures or pressures are all subject to change. My temperatures are always in the mid 20s with low wind. So again, just if you have to change something with your temperatures are a lot different, then you just got to open your ducts or change your tire pressures or things like that. But that should do it. I hope you try it out, and I hope it works good for you. Again, the BMW strengths is its consistency, and also it it helps the driver be consistent. I mean, it was a good car to drive, and it just trying to overdrive it doesn't do it. It likes being smooth. It doesn't like being forced to do something. So that's the way I tried to drive it, and it responded. And like I said, I'm surprised. I was running in the 220s, to be honest, because it was with the aggressive. It's like a second or more slower. So basically, it's really tough to get the performance out of it. Unless you change some stuff on the setup, at least the way that's with me driving anyway. Maybe somebody that's a lot better driver could do a lot better as far as just the aggressive setup. But basically, when I was using it, I mean, it was okay, but I just, it was comfortable and all right to drive, but it just wasn't, couldn't get the numbers. So I sure hope you come back and visit again and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I sure hope you have a great rest of the day, and see you the next time. See you.